right, this is Rick Sapio. Welcome everyone to the BFS Members Only Mindset webinar. And I'm excited to talk to you about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. As you know, I start every call with this quote that I like to reinforce. It's our branding for Business Finishing School. We believe that being an entrepreneur and creating value is one of the purest forms of self-expression and fulfillment in the world. We want you to be fulfilled. We want you to be self-expressed. We don't want chaos in your life. And therefore, our objective is for you to be the best entrepreneur and business person that you could possibly be. And that's one of the reasons why I like doing these calls. So I'll set your mind up that way for the mindset call. We have 3 legs of the BFS stool. We have principles and tactics. You got to learn the principles and tactics. You got to have the right mindset, and you have to have financial success. And that means both your income and your net worth have to be taken care of. I see so many entrepreneurs, they have great income but no net worth. So it's very important to focus on all 3 legs of the stool. As you know, growth rarely happens in isolation. So get in the community of Business Finishing School. Go to the boot camps. Be in a weekly accountability group. Talk to your spouse about it. Talk to your kids about it. Have a family placement. Use the BFS app. You could buy it on the App Store. So it doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in community. That's where the growth happens. We've put everything in the program into the blueprint that you can follow, and that's why the tagline is your blueprint to exponential business growth and success. And I've seen this happen over and over and over, almost for 10 years now since we launched. All right. We believe that you must radiate consciousness around what you want instead of reacting to what comes at you. So one of the mindset cures is radiating, i.e. creating, as opposed to consuming or reacting, creating. And there's the famous story of Michelangelo. His friends would say to him, hundreds of years ago, "What are you doing, Michael? All you ever do is work," while he was painting the Sistine Chapel. And he would say, "What are you talking about? I'm passionate about my purpose." So there's a lot written about that topic. And the thing was, he was radiating consciousness around what he wanted to create. He wasn't just reacting to his friends. I have a great quote this week, and it's going to set you up for what I want to talk about. The great quote this week is, "If the errors of my life have profited me, one great truth, it is this. If the errors of my life have profited me, one great truth is this. Believe. Believe in your destiny and the star from which it shines. Believe you have been sent from God as an arrow pulled from his bow." And that's from a man named Richard Evans. And I think what he's trying to say is, look, everybody has had errors in their past. But you got to believe in the future. You got to believe that today's a new day and this is a new year. And when you reinvest in your purpose and you cut out all the nonsense, then your star shines. I'm going to read it again. "If the errors of my life have profited me, one great truth is this. Believe. Believe in your destiny and the star from which it shines. Believe you have been sent from God as an arrow pulled from his bow." Richard Evans. Interesting. All right, your decision-making lens, simplicity, probability, and leverage. That's all I'm going to say this time. You know what they are. Make sure they're in your life as operating principles, both in your business and in your personal life, in your family, in your relationships. So, what I want to talk about now is Superman syndrome. And Superman syndrome is not just a principle and a tactic. It's one of the modules in the program, as you know. It's also a mindset. And it's a mindset that correlates perfectly with the quote that I just mentioned. When you're being Superman, when you're being a control freak, when you're not trusting your employees, when you're not liking your clients, when you're not expecting that the future is going to be brighter than the past, all of that is a control mechanism. And it's sending a message to the world that I don't trust the universe. I don't trust the path I'm on. I don't trust it so much that I'm trying to control everything. And of course, your clients, your customers, your patients, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to do stupid things. But you got to trust that the future is bigger than the past. And when we try to control everything and Superman raises his ugly head, or Superwoman, what you're saying to the universe is, I don't trust that the information that you're giving me is good information. Well, guess what? It is what it is. The universe is the universe. You have to accept it for what it is. And that's what the quote was saying. It's saying, look, I've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. But despite those mistakes, can we trust our destiny? Can we trust that if we stay positive and we don't beat ourselves up, that the future is bigger than the past? Well, my belief is this. Because I've interviewed all these very successful people globally, what I've found as an overriding truth with them is they believe in their destiny. They believe they were put on this earth to do something great, and they don't let nonsensical things or chaotic things or reactive things dominate their life. They believe in the purpose of their life is blank, fill it in, and that's what they're going to execute on. So the first step is, if you're listening to this and you do not have a stated, short purpose statement for both your life and your business, stop the tape right now, stop the podcast, and figure it out. And it shouldn't take you long. If it does take you long, hire a coach and get it figured out. And as I've said multiple times, a purpose is not something that you have to go in the woods and find. It's already there. Look into your heart. Peel the onion. You know what it is. If you're not willing to admit it and wrestle it to the ground, then have somebody very close to you do it for you or with you. So you've got to start there. So once you have your purpose, your goal in life then becomes to manifest that purpose and suppress Superman as much as you can. Because Superman has one job, and that's to destroy relationships and keep your mind small. That's exactly what he does. And it's funny, we look at a lot of businesses when we make investments in our funds, and it's probably the number one problem that I see is founders have Superman syndrome. And it's not an easy thing to eradicate. The first step is you have to admit that you have it. And virtually all of us have it. I have it. I'm aware of it. I meditate every day about it. I talk about it. And when he raises his ugly head, I'm conscious of it. So the first step is awareness. So that's what the purpose of the call is. All right, what are you filling your mind with and your time with? If I were to follow you around with a video camera, I'm changing topics on you. If I were to follow you around in the with a video camera from 5 a.m. when you get up to do your meditation and workout, I'm chuckling a little bit. It should be 5 a.m. I'm reading the 5 a.m. Club. It's very powerful if you have not read it. The author's name is Robin Sharma, the 5 a.m. Club. But if I were to follow you around all day with a video camera, every single thing you said, every single thing you wrote, every single thing you watched on your phone or on the internet or on TV, would you be proud of every moment of your day? And if you're not, what can you cut out? Because I've gone through this exercise for years, and what I've landed on is, if I'm not doing what's on my top 5 priority list, which I represent with my fingers, my first priority in life is my family, being a great husband and father. My second priority is my health and fitness. My third priority is my purpose work, which manifests itself in business through Business Finishing School and Mutual Capital Alliance and our holdings. My fourth, I've got my ring finger, I'm looking at my hand right now, is my key relationships. I want to focus on those. And lastly, learning and growth. So if I'm awake and I'm not doing one of those 5 things, I'm doing all the other stuff that humans do, like drugs and alcohol and toxic relationships and Netflix and pornography and all the crap that we do. If I'm not doing one of those 5, then I'm wasting my time, and I am not being magnanimous. Magnanimous is my word of the year. Magnanimous is about having a life that's built around your full potential in God's eyes. If you have a magnanimous life, you're operating at peak capacity, and all of that reactive stuff is gone. Someone called me yesterday and said, Rick, don't you just want to take a break sometime and chill out? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I love my life. A break for me is reading a great book, which is, learning and growth, or being with my key relationships and having a nice dinner, or spending time on date night with my wife, or being with one-on-one time with my kids. I think people believe that shutting your brain off with toxic activities like drugs and alcohol is relaxing, and that's not true. I think you can relax into your priorities, and that's part of mindset. So what are you doing with your time every day? Because it's funny, how come some people who have the same exact amount of time as you do and I do, they have global impact, and other people, they can't even get out of their own way? What's the difference? The difference is one group is focused on their priorities and the other group is reacting to what comes at them. It's as simple as that. All right, I want to shift gears right now. I'm really excited about Sweet 16. And what's Sweet 16? Sweet 16 is our 16th Business Finishing School Growth Summit, formerly called Boot Camp, but now it's the BFS Growth Summit. You can find the upcoming information on businessfinishingschool.com and just click live events. September 27th in Dallas at the Marriott Quorum. We've got an incredible lineup of speakers, as we always do. We have some surprises. We're doing a special event for black belts. So inquire. You can send an email to info@businessfinishingschool.com if you want to know what the special event for black belts is. And with that, I am going to sign off on this edition of the Mindset webinar. Have an awesome day.